Amir, a reclusive genius, has been working for years on a secret project in his small laboratory full of old equipment, building a time machine. For him, this project is more than an invention. It is a way to make up for the mistake that has occupied his mind for years. The incident that happened in his childhood, the death of his younger brother Arash.
Amir returns to the day of the incident, seeing his 10-year-old self and his brother Arash, full of regret and longing. Arash, the enthusiastic boy, runs unaware of his fate. Amir watches from behind a tree, knowing he must change Arash's running path.
Amir returns to the present, but everything feels different. He enters his house, and there is no news of his mother. In his search, Amir discovers that on the same day he saved Arash, his mother had an accident and died. This tragedy plunges Amir into deep shock.
Amir returns to the past to prevent his mother's accident, cleverly stopping her and changing her path. This time both mother and Arash survive, and Amir returns to the present. But the situation has become complicated. In his mother's absence, his father suffers a breakdown. The family falls apart, leading Amir into an endless cycle of frequent trips to the past. Each time Amir returns, making small changes creates bigger problems, as fate resists change. He realizes he is losing his identity, as his memories become confused.
Amir finally faces a bitter truth. The past can be changed, but its consequences will never be under his control. On one of his travels, he encounters a version of himself who warns him, "The more you try, the more you hurt." This version of him is older and more tired, telling him that this cycle of change never ends happily. Amir thinks to himself, should he destroy the time machine? Is the best way to accept fate? In the end, Amir decides to travel to the past one last time, this time not to change anything, but to accept what happened. He goes back to the day of the accident and tells his 10-year-old self that everything is part of fate and he has to deal with it. After returning, Amir destroys the time machine and tries to build a new life for himself. He accepts that the past, however bitter, is part of his identity, and that changing it will only bring more pain and suffering. In the last scene, Amir sits in his office and writes notes about his travels.